Who Are the Democrats? By Genesis Ford, Nathaniel Marrero, and Sydney Lindsay. Hi, I'm Sydney, and I'm going to be presenting this PowerPoint for you. Beginning with the timeline of the Democratic Party, it begins in 1828. Andrew Jackson becomes the founder of the Democratic Party, and he's basically what America wants at the time. A self-made man who doesn't give an F what people think about him and is willing to start a bar fight. So yeah, he is pretty much your typical American dude. Moving on to 1834, the first National Convention is held and they nominate President Jackson for a second term. And then in 1844, they simplified the party's name to the Democratic Party. Then in 1848, they established the Democratic National Committee, and, well, the Democratic Party was born, officially, or unofficially, whichever. Moving on to the 20th century, Woodrow Wilson becomes the first Democratic president of the 20th century, and this is at the time of World War I. So it's probably not the best time to bring your party into the office. That never really works out well for either Republican or Democrat. Moving on to 1932, in the midst of the Great Depression, Franklin D. Roosevelt promises the New Deal to the American public, which wins the Democratic Party this huge popularity and gets them all these seats in Congress and the Senate and the House of Representatives, and everybody loves the Democratic Party now because they show that they're able to do something the Republican Party cannot do. Moving on to 1948, Truman's military, which he desegregates it, which is unheard of, and kind of took people off, especially in the South, where like the Democrats were kind of trying to, I don't know, keep their votes. And again, never ends well. Like, you give and take people. Moving on to the 1960s, the Peace Corps is created, and everybody loves the Peace Corps because the Peace Corps is the Peace Corps, and Peace Corps rocks. Yay, Peace Corps. Moving on to 1993, the Republican deficit is repaired by the Democratic Party, which everybody loves that. I mean, nothing sucks more than a deficit, especially caused by Republicans. And then in 1998, the Democratic Party gets control of Congress, which puts them in the ultimate power. They have the control, and this also probably does not allow a lot of things to get passed by Republican anybody at all. Not that that's changed today. And in 2001, the Democrats regain control of the Senate, which gives them even more power, and again, causes a lot of bills to get blockaded. Yay! Yay, Democrats. Fun facts about the Democratic Party. They used to be known as the Solid South. Barry Goldwater changed things in the South once he ran for the Republican Party in 1964, shifting the Southern voters to the Republican Party. The logo of the Democratic Party, the donkey, was popularized by cartoonist Thomas Nash in the 1870s, though widely used. It has never been officially adopted by the party. This is mainly because it was also originally kind of used to show Andrew Jackson as a complete a-hole, because nobody liked him after he tried to completely screw over the country. The Democrats back in the 19th century did support slavery, or if they didn't support it, they at least tolerated it. It was mainly the Republicans that didn't kind of want it to spread over the rest of the South and West. And after the Civil War, they kind of were responsible for oppressing black people and other minorities. Yeah, Obama, that's gotta be pretty awkward. And this is mainly to keep control of the Southern voters. Yeah, awkward moment. The Democratic website actually lies and tells you that for over 200 years they support equal rights. The history of the party. The Democratic Party is the oldest political party in the United States and among the oldest political parties in the world. It used to be known as the Anti-Federalist Party, favored a decentralized government and wanted more power to the states. It was founded by Thomas Jefferson in 1792. In the 1800s, Adams was defeated by Jefferson, whose victory ushered in a period of prolonged Democratic Republicans James Madison, 1808 and 1812, and James Monroe, 1816-1820, and were subsequently elected. That's my Republican cat. The history of the party continued. Andrew Jackson went on to kick thousands of Indians onto Indian reservations, leading to the Trail of Tears. From 1828 to 1856, the Democrats won all but two presidential elections, one in 1840 and the other in 1848. During the 1840s and 50s, the Democratic Party, as it officially named itself in 1844, suffered serious internal strains over the issue of extending slavery to the Western territories. The 1860 election established the Democratic Party and Republican parties as the major parties in what was ostensibly a two-party system. Democratic beliefs: stricter gun control, pro-choice on abortion is always a woman's right to choose. Strong anti-discrimination laws are necessary. That's more more modern democratic belief than before the 60s. More government programs to aid society, again, calling back to Franklin D. Roosevelt and his New Deal promises. Decreased military spending, which is a huge contrast to the Republican Party and their ideals, and they also do not believe in the death penalty. Some notable examples of Democratic individuals are Barack Obama. Again, it was the Democratic Party who originally they did not like black people, and now they have a black president. They were the ones to put a black man into the presidential office. Yay, Democrats. There's Ellen DeGeneres, who, as we all know, is homosexual, and that, again, expresses the more liberal policies of the Democratic Party. There's Jennifer Lopez, who, again, is part of the minority that more modern Democrats do defend nowadays. And then there's George Clooney, who everybody loves George Clooney. And the real question at the end of this PowerPoint is not anything you might be thinking of, but is it, are you a Democrat or are you a Republican? Or maybe you're a Libertarian. I don't know. I do not judge. Anyway, bye!